Hey, Skol Vikings faithful. What's up, Purple Nation? This is your diehard Vikings fan breaking down the gut-wrenching 22-6 smackdown we just took from those Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Yeah, the one where our hearts sank faster than J.J. McCarthy's passes. Imagine this, U.S. Bank Stadium roaring like a beast, but our offense looking like it forgot the playbook. Stick with me as we diagnose these woes, because if there's one thing I know, it's that hitting rock bottom with the Vikings means we're about to explode upward. Who's ready to turn this purple pain into gold? Let's dive in. What's your take on that nightmare already? That electric crowd in Minneapolis was buzzing from kickoff, purple flags waving like a sea of royalty. But man, the Falcons came in hungry, fresh off their own Week 1 stumbles, and Bijan Robinson? He was a freight train, ripping off 143 yards on 22 carries, gashing our D for over 200 rushing yards total. Our boys in the trenches held tough early, but by the fourth they were gassed. Atlanta milked the clock with a 12-play, 83-yard drive capped by Tyler Algier's 5-yard TD plunge with just 3:22 left, sealing our fate at 22-6. It's like the ghosts of past heartbreaks whispered, "Not tonight," and we couldn't shake 'em. But here's the hook that keeps me up at night. Amid the sacks, 6 on JJ, courtesy of Atlanta's revamped pass rush with Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. terrorizing, and those 3 turnovers we coughed up, there were flashes. Eric Wilson stripping Drake London for a fumble? Gold. Yet, the scoreline screams imbalance, RO stagnant, D admirable but overworked. Vikings fans, drop in the comments. Was this just an off night? Or are we seeing deeper cracks? We're only 1-1 after that Week 1 miracle against the Bears. Remember JJ's rushing TD heroics? But this loss? It's fuel. Let's unpack it scene by scene, because trust me, the silver lining's coming. The offensive line was supposed to be our fortress this year. $60.5 million invested, 4th highest in the league, with studs like Ryan Kelly and Will Fries linking up from their Colts days, plus rookie Donovan Jackson drafted 24th overall to beef up the interior. But Sunday, shambles. Walter Rouse at left tackle, Donovan Jackson at left guard, Michael Juergens at center, Will Fries at right guard, and Brian O'Neill holding it down on the right. That's just one carryover from our 2024 starters, folks. Christian Darrisaw, our top 5 LT wizard with his awareness and athleticism, shelved with that knee tweak, and boy, do we feel it. Mike Tirico nailed it on the broadcast. It's like the line doesn't understand the offense at all. Picture this, 3rd and 1, we're poised to punch it in, but JJ sails a pass miles over Jalen Nailor's head. Missed opportunity number 1, hearts collectively skipping. Then, Jordan Mason bursts for a 20-yard scamper, gashing Atlanta's front like he's got jet fuel, only for a holding flag on Rouse to yank it back, turning momentum to dust. Atlanta's D, ramped up post-2024 with just 31 sacks last year, smells blood, 5 first-half sacks alone, pressuring JJ at the 5th highest rate league-wide through 2 games. We've allowed more sacks than anyone but Tennessee, and it's killing rhythm. Vikings Nation, doesn't this fire you up to rant? That unit needs to gel. Offensive lines take time, sure, but with 2 backups and a rook in the mix, it's raw. Yet, preseason hype had PFF calling us potentially elite. Wasserman said drafting Jackson solidified protection for JJ. We're bigger, meaner on paper, now translate it. What's the fix, fam? More reps in practice or a vet trade? Hit the comments, your purple passion keeps this convo alive. J.J. McCarthy, our golden boy, first-time starter after missing his entire rookie year to that knee nightmare, man, what a roller coaster. 2 games in, he's got 24 of 41 for 301 yards, 2 TDs, 3 picks, and a QBR of 20.4, dead last among qualifiers. Sunday, inconsistency reigned. Accuracy off, especially with that line crumbling. No protection means hurried throws like that 3rd and 1 overthrow or the short skip to Justin Jefferson after his scramble. And those 3 turnovers? Brutal. Interceptions handed Atlanta prime field position, fueling their field goal fest with Parker Romo nailing 5, including a 54-yarder. But zoom in on that 3rd quarter scramble. JJ fights for 16 yards on 2nd and 20, evading pressure like the Michigan Mauler he is, only to get hip dropped from behind by Caden Ellis. Bam, that's the ankle tweak. High sprain per the docs, sidelining him 2 to 4 weeks. He gutted it out, taped up on the sideline since the blue tent was jammed with other hurts. but you could see the limp, the focus fracturing. Add life off the field. His newborn son Rome Micah arrived midweek. First-time dad at 22 adjusting to diapers and deep drops? Any father here gets it. JJ's not excusing, but that mental whiplash? Real. Skol brothers and sisters. How's this hitting you? JJ's win streak since high school snapped. First loss since 2018. And now Wentz steps in. I believe in our guy. This is growth pains, not breakage. Remember his week 1 magic? 3 fourth-quarter TDs to steal from the Bears? That fire's still there. Poll time. Does JJ bounce back stronger? Or is this the wake-up we needed? Your thoughts fuel the fire. Let's rally for him. Bad news first, Purple Pride. That O has sputtered through 7 of 8 quarters this season. Stagnant against Atlanta. Barely a whimper after our Bears thrill. No rhythm, except that one hot quarter versus a Bears squad looking below average post their 52-21 Lions drubbing. Kevin O'Connell, our Wizard HC, shoulders this. Play calling felt vanilla. Runs abandoned too quick, leaving JJ hanging. We've seen flashes, but Sunday? Nearly shut out. Just 6 points on Will Richard's 33-yarder. While Atlanta's Romo danced through 5 FGs like it was practice. Missed ops piled up like purple regrets. That sailed pass on 3rd and 1, Mason's negated 20-yarder, holding penalties killed drives, turning potential explosiveness into punts. Offense unbalanced, D carrying the load, but when Atlanta finally TD'd late, our guys were spent. KO's got work, tweak schemes, lean run heavy. Yet, as a lifelong Vikings diehard, this disappointment is personal. Falcons look stout, but we're built for comebacks. Hey, fam. Ever feel that pit in your stomach watching us stall? Me too, but that's why we love this team. What's one play you'd rewind? Share below. Your stories make us unbreakable. And stick around, this diagnosis ain't all doom. Good vibes incoming. Silver lining alert. We hit rock bottom Sunday. June 22nd etched in purple scars. But Vikings history screams resilience. Can't sink lower than this sludge. Post-draft, I penned optimism. Lines gel slow, but Kelly Fry's chemistry from Indy? Supposed to flatten the curve. Wrong call, analysis busted, but with only 124 holdover by game's end, it's chemistry boot camp. Injuries? No excuses. Pros adapt, but Darrisaw's absence? Devastating, his savvy's our glue. Yet, here's the hope. Only 2 games in, 1-1 after JJ's debut heroics. This loss? Catalyst. We've overcome worse. Think 2024's Cinderella 14-3 rip with journeyman Darnold. Now, volatility at QB? Blessing in disguise with JJ's sprain. Wentz, battle-tested vet from 6 teams, steps up, could steady the ship if blocking clicks. Fans, doesn't this scream turnaround? Drop your optimism. Who's our X Factor? And breaking now from Vikings.com and ESPN. JJ's high ankle sprain confirmed. Out 2 to 4 weeks. No short-term IR. Week to week. Wentz prepping for Cincy. Plus, Aaron Jones' hamstring tweak. Monitor that heavy Mason dose incoming. Alerting you, Purple Army. Fresh intel keeps us sharp. Weaving it in to amp the hype. Defense. Our saving grace. Brian Flores' crew played like lions, holding Atlanta to 0 touchdowns for 56 minutes. 5 red zone trips. Just 1 score when we were finally cooked late. That's Flores ball. Bend but don't break. Forcing field goals galore. Over 200 rush yards conceded. Not ideal, Bijan owned us, but sacks from Dallas Turner, and overall they kept us alive solo. Shout out Turner. 1 sack, but juked by Bijan on edge hold. Step up. Rook with Van Ginkel out. Pro Bowler last year, tough blow. Cashman's absence echoed last year's rush woes when he went down. Eric Wilson forces fumble on London. Clutch. Harrison Smith, future HOF number 22. Missed again. Get well, legend. We need your instincts for week 3. Vikings defam. Who else felt that pride amid the pain? Flores scheming without difference makers at every level. Walker, Pierce for them, but ours fought. Your pick for MVP on that unit? Comments open. Let's celebrate the Warriors holding the fort. Creating different history in 2025. Last year, Cinderella magic. 14 wins, Darnold journeyman heroics, shrugging minor dings, except Darisaw's shelf stint. This year, luck's flipped, injuries mounting early, O-line raw, JJ's mind may be split with baby Rome's arrival. Understandable fog for a 22-year-old dad juggling fatherhood and fourth-quarter comebacks. No excuse, but human. Parallels to past? Volatile QB carousel hurts stability-loving offenses, but KO's hallmark. Winning with multiples since 22. Cousins, Hall, Dobbs, Mullins, Darnold, JJ, now Wentz soon. After Atlanta pain, this sprain, disguised gift, veteran steadiness to ignite rhythm. I'm JJ's biggest cheerleader. He needs development time. Response to week 2 woes delayed, but primed. Purple historians. What's your wildest 25 prediction? Echoes of 17 magic ahead? Spill it below, we're crafting legacy together. Finding identity, QB be damned, we climb from here 1-1 to glory. Bulk of this rant pre-Monday grind, but doubly true now with JJ sidelined. Success keys. KO and Wes Phillips revive the run. Jordan Mason, tonesetter, more reps to soften fronts for. Wait, Aaron Jones hamstring? Latest from O'Connell. Likely out week 3, per Vikings.com boom. Mason heavy dosage versus Bengals, perfect storm. Blocking upgrades. Imperative, Wentz thrives with time, battle-tested across squads. Cincy sans Burrow, turf toe surgery. Browning in? Opportunity. Nothing new for Minnesota. KO's QB wizardry. 7 starters in 3 years. Turns chaos to wins. Volatility hinders, but vet spark? Exactly the jolt. Run game believers, Mason's your guy. Soften D for Jones. When back, red zone beasts. Vikings Wire noted our short yardage woes last year. Revamped line fixes that. Your call. Wentz week 3 savior or JJ's triumphant return? Debate rages. Join in. Food for thought finale. Hypothetical blast from 17. Post-Teddy's leg horror. Bradford crumbles. Case Keenum emerges. Playoffs. Minneapolis Miracle NFC champ heartbreak versus Eagles. Flip side. Wentz's MVP tearcut by knee. Nick Foles journeys to Philly's first Super Bowl at our crib. Now 2025. Wentz eyes craziest flip. Parallels screaming. Carson starts for us. Sans JJ versus a Bengals backup crew. History rhymes. Eagles crushed us then. Now redemption arc? I'll leave it there, minds racing. Skol fam. That's the diagnosis. Woes unpacked. Hope harnessed. If this fired you up, smash that like. Drop your hottest take in comments. Wentz or bust. Subscribe for non-stop Vikings news updates and share with your purple crew. Spread the Skol. We're building something epic. Catch you next breakdown. Go Vikings. Hey Vikings faithful. Skol Nation, rise up. It's time to dive into the roller coaster that is the Minnesota Vikings 2025 season. And boy, do we have a lot to unpack after that gut punch loss to the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Our beloved purple and gold are 1-1, but week 2 was a rough one, 22-6, ouch. With injuries piling up and the offense struggling, it feels like we're at a crossroads. Are we staring at a season of heartbreak? Or is this the spark we need to ignite a comeback? Stick with me as we break down the chaos. From J.J. McCarthy's injury to Aaron Jones' absence and Carson Wentz stepping into the spotlight. Let's diagnose the Vikings' woes and find the silver lining. Because we're Vikings fans, and we never give up. What do you think went wrong against Atlanta? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get into it. The Vikings' offense was a shadow of itself against the Falcons, and it's tough to watch as a fan. 7 out of 8 quarters this season have been, frankly, brutal, lacking rhythm, spark, or any sense of identity. The offensive line, which we hoped would gel with veterans like Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, looked like a group of strangers out there. Only Brian O'Neill remains from last year's starting unit, and the absence of Christian Darisaw, a top 5 left tackle, was glaring. A holding penalty on Walter Rouse wiped out a 20-yard scamper by Jordan Mason, and J.J. McCarthy couldn't find his groove, sailing passes like that 3rd-and-1 miss to Jalen Naylor. It's not just the players. Kevin O'Connell's play calling seemed out of sync, too. What's the fix here, Vikings fans? Is it scheme, personnel, or just bad luck? Now, let's talk about that crushing blow. J.J. McCarthy, our rookie QB, is sidelined with a high ankle sprain, likely out for 2 to 4 weeks. This isn't just a bump in the road. It's a seismic shift for a team already struggling to find its footing. McCarthy's accuracy has been shaky, with a completion rate hovering around 58% through 2 games, and the pressure from a porous O-line didn't help. The kid's only 22, fresh off 2 knee surgeries, and oh yeah, he just welcomed his first child. Talk about a whirlwind. No excuses, but it's no shock he wasn't razor sharp. So where do we go from here? Can the offense rally without him, or is this a chance for a veteran to steady the ship? Let's see who's stepping up next. Enter Carson Wentz, the battle-tested journeyman who's about to make NFL history. In Week 3 against the Bengals, Wentz will become the first QB to start for 6 different teams in 6 consecutive seasons. Talk about a wild ride. Signed just 3 weeks ago, he's got a cannon arm and the mobility to make plays, but his accuracy and decision-making have been questioned in the past. Still, with weapons like Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hockenson, and Jordan Addison back in Week 4, Wentz has a chance to shine. The Bengals are missing Joe Burrow, so this matchup feels winnable. Vikings are 3-point favorites at home, per FanDuel. Can Wentz channel his 2017 MVP caliber form? What's your confidence level in him, Skol Squad? Sound off below. The running game took a massive hit with Aaron Jones landing on injured reserve due to a hamstring injury, sidelining him for at least 4 weeks. Jones, who signed a 2-year, $20 million extension this offseason, had a modest 46 yards on 13 carries through 2 games, but his leadership and versatility are irreplaceable. This is a gut punch for an offense already missing starters at multiple positions. Last year, Jones ran for 1,138 yards, so losing him stings. But here's the question, Vikings fans. Can we turn this into an opportunity? Who's ready to see someone else carry the load? Let's talk about the guy stepping into the spotlight. Jordan Mason, acquired in a trade with the 49ers, is now the Vikings' lead back, and this could be his breakout moment. Through 2 games, Mason's shown promise with 98 yards on 24 carries, averaging a solid 4.1 yards per pop. In Week 1, he turned 15 carries into 68 yards, and even in the Falcons' debacle, he led with 30 yards on 9 attempts. With Ty Chandler also on IR and only rookie Xavier Scott as depth, Mason's about to get a heavy workload. Coach O'Connell's plan seems to lean on Mason's speed and tackle-breaking ability to set the tone. Do you think Mason can be the workhorse we need? Drop your predictions in the comments. To soften the blow of Jones' absence, the Vikings brought back a familiar face, Cam Akers. The former Rams starter, who ran for 297 yards and a touchdown in 12 games with Minnesota last year, is back on the active roster. Akers isn't likely to steal the show from Mason, but his experience, especially on 3rd downs, adds much-needed depth. With the running back room thin, Akers' return feels like a smart move. Remember his 2 touchdown catches in 2024? That versatility could be a lifeline. What do you think of this reunion, Vikings fans? Is Akers the X-factor we need, or just a stopgap? Despite the offensive struggles, the Vikings' defense showed heart against Atlanta, and that's something to rally behind. Brian Flores' unit held the Falcons to 0 touchdowns for 56 minutes, even with 200-plus rushing yards allowed. They forced a fumble from Drake London, thanks to Eric Wilson's hustle, and limited Atlanta to 1 touchdown on 5 red zone trips. Missing key players like Blake Cashman, Andrew Van Ginkel, and Harrison Smith hurt, but this group fought until they were gassed. How proud are you of this defense, Skol Nation? Can they keep us in games while the offense finds its way? The defensive line, though, needs to tighten up against the run. Atlanta's Bijan Robinson ran wild, and rookie Dallas Turner got schooled on 1 play while trying to hold the edge. Turner did notch a sack, but with Van Ginkel, a 2024 Pro Bowler, sidelined in concussion protocol, the pass rush felt inconsistent. Cashman's absence at linebacker was noticeable, too. Last year's run defense struggled without him. If Harrison Smith, our future Hall of Famer, can return for Week 3, we might see a spark. What's the key to fixing the run defense, fans? Let's hear your takes. The offensive line's performance was, to put it bluntly, a disaster. With backups Walter Rouse, Donovan Jackson, Michael Juergens, and Will Fries alongside Brian O'Neill, the unit lacked cohesion. Christian Darrisaw's absence, he's one of the NFL's elite left tackles, was a killer, and Mike Tirico's comment about the line not understanding the offense felt spot on. Penalties like Rouse's holding call killed momentum. The good news? Darrisaw was a full participant in practice this week, per the Viking Age. Can his return stabilize this group? What's your hope for the O-line moving forward, Skol fans? Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The Vikings' 2025 season is teetering, but it's not over. Last year, we went 14-3 with Sam Darnold, overcoming injuries to key players like Darrisaw. This year, the injury bug is biting harder. McCarthy, Jones, Chandler, Cashman, and more are sidelined. Yet, Kevin O'Connell has a knack for working miracles with quarterbacks. From Kirk Cousins to Darnold, he's found ways to win. Can he do it again with Wentz? What's the one thing you want to see from KOC in Week 3, Vikings fans? Drop it in the comments. Carson Wentz's start against the Bengals is more than just a game. It's a chance to rewrite his story. Back in 2017, Wentz was an MVP candidate before a knee injury derailed his season, paving the way for Nick Foles' Super Bowl heroics. Now, in 2025, the parallels are eerie. Wentz steps in for an injured starter, facing a winnable game with a stacked receiving core. If he can harness Jefferson's 1,400-yard potential and Hawkinson's red zone prowess, we might see magic. Do you believe in a Wentz redemption arc? Let's hear your bold predictions. The Bengals matchup is a golden opportunity. Both teams are banged up. Cincinnati's without Joe Burrow, and Jake Browning will start. The Vikings are favored at home, and with 3 winnable games ahead. Bengals, Steelers, Browns. Per VikingsTerritory.com, this stretch could define our season. A strong showing from Mason and Wentz, plus a healthier Darrisaw, could flip the script. What's your score prediction for Sunday, Skol Nation? And who's your MVP, Mason, Wentz, or someone else? Comment below. Let's talk about the fans, you, the heartbeat of Skol Nation. This loss stung, but it's moments like these that test our loyalty. The 2024 season was a Cinderella story, but 2025 feels like a gritty fight. Injuries to McCarthy and Jones, a shaky O-line, and a defense carrying the load remind us of 2023's 7-10 struggle. Yet, we've got 3 games to right the ship before a tough stretch post-bye. What's keeping you hopeful, Vikings fans? Is it Wentz's experience, Mason's potential, or Flores' defense? Share your passion in the comments. Skol Vikings, let's regroup and roar. We've got a big Week 3 ahead, and I want to hear from you. Can Carson Wentz and Jordan Mason turn this ship around? Will the defense hold strong? Drop your thoughts, predictions, and score guesses in the comments. Let's get that Skol chant going. If you're as fired up as I am about the Vikings, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with every Vikings fan you know. Stay tuned for more Vikings news and updates, and let's get ready to make some noise at US Bank Stadium. Skol.